Hey, welcome to AtlasCollectables.com. My name is Scott, and we're going to be doing some standard for you today. Before we start, I want to remind you that please visit AtlasCollectables.com, your source for the cheapest trading card prices on the net. So, what we're looking at today is my favorite, Blue Black Control. I think I did a video with this deck not too long ago. And since then it has actually it has picked up again. I haven't really played too much with anything else in standard aside from this deck and a couple recent tweaks that have come out recently that I thought I'd try out. So prior to Rivals of Ixalan being released, we had 3 copies of Torrential Gearhulk and 2 copies of Scarab God as the win con. Now that has moved up to 4, and largely because there have been some recent decks like RG Monsters come up, and Blue Black Control itself is actually becoming much more popular. So Vraska's Contempt is a much more important card, as well as your card advantage, and Torrential Gearhulk helps utilize all that for a second time. And I don't know if you guys have ever flashbacked a Vraska's Contempt with a Torrential Gearhulk to kill an opposing Scarab God or a Phoenix or a Glorybringer or a Chandra. It is just awesome. Card draw is great too. Another recent addition is the 4th copy of Vraska's Contempt. Previously I was running 3. 4th copy feels absolutely awesome. Now 5 draw 2s with a split of 3 Hieroglyphic Illumination to 2 Glimmer of Genius. The reason for this is the cycle on the Hieroglyphic Illumination is very relevant sometimes, especially when you need to hit your land drops. Commit to Memory. There has been a couple of times, including game 2 of the league that I played. I'm currently 1-1 in this league, and I'm gonna record the final three matches to give you guys a feel for this deck. Anyway, but a couple of times I've noticed with the previous version is you end up getting milled out a lot, especially when it comes to the Approach of the Second Sun decks and opposing UB decks. The approach decks will run Ibnu Rivulet, which mills you for 4 when you sack a desert, and it really sucks losing that way, and it takes forever, and your deck that needs to be reactive, so your clock actually ends up it takes you a while to actually close out the game, as with most control decks. So the memory portion of this is very relevant. So you get to shuffle your graveyard and your hand back into your, it's essentially a Wheel of Fortune. You draw 7 cards, and it refills your library. So that's absolutely great. 4 copies of Disallow, fantastic card, so good. I love this card. Some decks were running 2 copies of Commit to Memory. I like a split of 1 Consigned to Oblivion, 1 Commit to Memory. I find 2 Commit to Memory is very clunky. 4 copies of Essence Scatter. Most of the decks you're going to run into in Standard are creature based. 3 copies of Search for Ascanta. I'm not 100% sure on this. This card is absolutely bonkers, and I love it. Flipping this feels amazing, and you just feel so far ahead. Every time I flip this card, I feel like I'm going to win. Whether I do or not is an entirely different story. But I was kind of thinking about trying 2 copies of this and then 1 copy of Treasure Map. I feel like Treasure Map would be a pretty good inclusion in this deck. It feels really clunky when you actually have all 3 cards in hand, and it has happened before. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it feels really bad. Fatal Push, for obvious reasons. The card's just awesome. Moment of Craving is another new addition to this deck. Previously, we were playing 2 copies of Essence. I think it's Essence Extraction, Game 3, and Deal 3. Moment of Craving is quite nice. First of all, it's easier to cast, both in terms of it's one lower and costs 1 less black. so it's much easier to cast. And then we have certain cards in the format, such as Adanta's Vanguard, which is a 3/1 that can gain indestructible at any point by its controller paying for life, and Moment of Craving deals with that card quite nicely. Previously I was running 25 lands, now I'm up to 26, added the 4th copy, Field of Ruin, what with problematic lands are exactly that. They're very problematic. Opposing Search for Ascantas are annoying. Like I said, Ipni Rivulets, Treasure Cove when somebody flips a treasure map. There's just a lot of lands in Standard right now where you really want to have access to Field of Ruin. Moving over to the sideboard. Not too much has changed since last time. I love Gifted Aetherborn much more than Contraband Kingpin. A lot of people run Contraband Kingpin. I think that is, I see the upside of it when it comes to red decks. However, I have had issues with Carnage Tyrant, and with only playing one Bantu's Last Reckoning in the board and one Commit to Memory, you can actually like pseudo counter the dinosaur with this card, because it says put target spell, not counter target spell. So when it's on the stack, you cast this and it goes second from the top of their library. So it doesn't get rid of it forever, but it does buy you some time. With Bantu's Last Reckoning being the only other answer to that card, I really like Gifted Aetherborn, as it blocks super well, and you can always reanimate it with a Scarab God. Golden Demise, another is the along with the Hezal, the newest addition to the sideboard. Deals with the random vampire decks running around. It's very good against Mardu vehicles. Merfolk, if you ever run into it. I haven't seen that deck in too long, but very good card for those matchups. Mardu vehicles is mainly what this card is for. Bantu's Last Reckoning for the RG monsters and some of the Sultai decks. Deadeye Tracker for graveyard based stuff, so it comes in the mirror, and it's also very good against approach decks and Godpharaoh's Gift. And then we have our largely control package. I like bringing in Duress and some number of negates against like Grixis energy deck, because they tend to bring in some more controlling cards, and I like to have answers to those. But this is largely the control package. This card is absolutely fantastic in the mirror. So like I said, I am 1-1 in this league. Won our first match against Ramunap Red, or Ramunap Less Red. Game 2 was actually a mirror. I did record it, but I decided not to include it because it's a very boring matchup. It was against Simon Gertson's Wizards of the Coast coverage. Very nice guy. I'm a big fan of him being a commentator. And so what happened in that match was we actually went game 1, ran my clock down to 5 minutes, and I was just and he ended up winning that game, so there was no way, and his clock was at like 10 minutes or something, so there was no way I was going to win 2 games in 5 minutes. So we just had a nice chat about Ascanta control as a whole, and the mistake I made in that game was I had Commit to Memory in the yard, and I used the memory portion of it too early, so he ended up milling me out. And I thought I was able to, I had a chance to win, and then he had a timely Moment of Craving. I had a couple of Gear Hulks reanimated, and a Scarab God swung in, which would have put him to exactly lethal, and he had the Moment of Craving to gain 2 life and shrink my guy. So the following turn I had no card to draw and just lost. So I decided not to include that one in the video series, but we'll get to the final 3 matches and hopefully get some treasure chests to open up, and you guys can see how the new version of this deck plays out. So we'll see you guys in round 3. Hey everybody, welcome to round 3 with new and improved blue-black control. Not a huge fan of this hand. It's really slow. But if I drew 6 with one less land, I'd keep that, so we'll see. Cycle cast out, eh? That's a lovely draw. We'll just play Fetid Pools. Oh boy. Rough beats for our opponent. Fortunately for them, we are not a proactive deck, so they'll have plenty of time. Some sort of, okay, this is, not sure if this is mono white or not. I'm going to Estus scatter this, only because I don't have any removal. That creature's a nice Fatal Push target. Oh, that's also a nice draw. So we kind of lucked out with these draws, got smoothed out really well. White-black vampires, eh? Oh yeah, absolutely, that can resolve. You know what that does too? Moment of Craving. Let's see what our opponent does here. So far it's just Glimmer end of turn. There's also the option to Field of Ruin and then Fatal Push. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I think I'll just go ahead and Glimmer here. I'm really not worried about the Sheffet Dunes. Oh boy. I like Search. I don't like Vraska's Contempt. I would really like to draw land. Okay. Awesome. Do that. Play Search. Pass the turn. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take 2. That's really annoying. I'm gonna counter that, and I'm gonna Field of Ruin their Field of Ruin. Because Search for Ascanta just wins you the game. Yeah, I'll put that into my graveyard. Turned out to be the right call. Another blue source. And we'll pass the turn. Leaving up Vraska's Contempt and Fatal Push. And then we get to flip our Search next turn. And there's really nothing they can do about it. Sheffet Dunes leads me to believe that this, at its core, is a Zoo deck. So the fact that we've seen Cast Out and Ixalan's Binding is a little odd. I don't expect them to be running a full play set of both. Oh boy, what is this? 4 mana. Excellence binding. Alright. Nothing I can do about that. I do run a commit to memory. So I can get rid of the excellence binding at some point at instant speed, so I could just flip it on my next turn and then his excellence binding essentially does nothing. I'm not going to play the Scarab God yet. Without any protection, you're just asking for trouble. Sure. That's really unfortunate. I think I have to kill the meter. Take my beats. That's nice. We have plenty of targets for the Scarab God, which is really nice. Of big interest is the Danto Vanguard. But we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that happen. X the number of vampires I control. That might be a nice reanimation target. Oh, okay. Well, that seemed premature considering I had 0 cards in hand, but I guess I also had the Consigned to Oblivion that deals with that as well. I do like Golden Demise. I do like Gifted Aetherborn. That's pretty much it. I don't think anything else is of particular yeah. One search, I can trim a Vraska's Contempt. I do like both of these for the enchantments if need be. I can see trimming on one of the draw 4s, or sorry, the draw 2s. We'll cut a Hyro first. Man, I really like everything else. Very interesting. You can probably cut down to 1 search. They can get out to some pretty aggressive starts. Like I said, I don't like cutting these when there are cards like the white 4-mana enchantment where I can't cast anything else. One more Contempt is fine. And then probably maybe another search. I actually think Going down to one search I think is fine. Then maybe, no, Fatal Push is really good for the Lords. Maybe we'll go down to 3 draw 2s. Try it like this. I'm not 100% sure if this is correct. This is the first match I've ever played against white-black vampires. On the draw, holy smokes. Alright. This hand is fine. Okay, good. No one drop is nice. Careful, because we want exactly what I was looking for. I imagine we're going to take a little bit of early damage. Well, not much, I guess. That's a really nice reanimation target for Scarab God once I find one. Still no plays. So if we can fade a serious threat right here, this could work out fairly well. Yes, that's perfectly fine. Wow. Okay. So I'm fine taking one for a million turns if I have to. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna counter it. Like, I could leave it and then fire off Golden Demise, but then I'm shields down at 5 mana. And I'm not particularly scared of a 1/1. I want to make my land drops here. I'll play Fetid Pools and pass the turn. Aha, my Field of Ruin target has arrived. Oh crap. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that. Yep, we'll take our beats. Awesome. Yes, this one I'll let resolve. Kill the Sheffet Dunes. I'll get another blue source. Go to my turn, play the black source. Fire off Golden Demise. And then leave up Disallow. Opponent seems to be flooding. 3 cards left in hand. I'll just counter this. Kind of regretting boarding out all those draw 2s because I would really like one now. Field of Ruin, sure. think I'm okay with that. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he will get the city's blessing from this. Ixalan's binding here would be rough, but not unbeatable. Sure. That was going to be rough either way because I didn't have any counter magic backup. I still don't think we're in a terrible position right here, though. Sure. Awesome. I think my best target right now, actually my only target, is Dusk Legion Zealot. Actually, no, I can do the champion as well. That's actually probably going to be my... Well, they both draw me a card. He knows what my two cards are. If he could kill it, he would have. No. Let's do the Dusk Legion first, because then when I can draw two when I animate the champion. Awesome. Put that in the graveyard. Nice. Oh my goodness, it's a vampire. That's amazing. Now I get to draw 3. This is great. Could have had Settle the Wreckage, but I don't think a deck like this plays that. Awesome. Great. That brings us to 2-1. We'll see you guys in round number 4. Hey, welcome back to round number 4. We'll be on the play. Great spot to be in, unless you have a hand like this. This hand is garbage. We were mulligan, and sure. Probably end up cycling. Sure. I'm not in a position, even if it is a tap land, I'm not in any position to send it packing. Is this going to be the Sultai Constrictor deck? That's a deck I'm really looking forward to trying out. So far, please don't be... Ooh. Okay. Interesting. I'm very interested as to what this is now. Let's just go ahead and play Fetid Pools and pass the turn. I think it's really awkward if he drops like Nissa Stewart development, but I'm not super worried about that. I do have Field of Ruin up, so Ascanta's only going to get as much value as it takes to flip. Left on top. Arch, eh? Thematic Compass. Some sort of ramp deck? Very interesting. Ooh, interesting. I think this is... I gotta pass. I don't think it's super important to get searched down just now. Our opponent doesn't look to be in any hurry to play creatures, so this Essence Scatter, like playing Search and holding up Essence Scatter was one line we could have taken. But it doesn't look like he's in the market to be playing anything, so I'd rather just draw 2. Awesome. So we hit our land. Now we can play Search. And leave up Essence Scatter, disallow. Sure. We have 4 Field of Ruin in the deck, so I'm not super worried about these lands that he could potentially flip. So this is some sort of Bant ramp deck. It is, I'm gonna say he might be playing Approach of the Second Sun. I'll probably keep any land here. No. I'll play it, pass the turn. And I might end up committing the search for Ascanta. Okay. So one thing to watch out for in this matchup is Settle the Wreckage. I will try to play around that as much as I can. What is this? He's got 7 cards in hand. Sure, draw 2. And now you're gonna have to discard. Oh no, wait, that goes to the... I wish that went back to his hand. No, I'll draw that. Is there any... If I fire it off now, I'll probably just... I think I can just fire this off now. Draw an untapped land. Well, that's unfortunate. But I did draw a not irrelevant card. Consign is a very sweet card in this matchup. Okay, so it is an approach deck. Access to 7 lands. It takes 5 to Oblivion. So I think I need to pass. Sure. No, I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna tax his resources here a little bit, and then leave up disallow. Yeah, that's fine. I gotta let this go now. Let's take care of Arch first. Sure. And now we are free and clear to Field of Ruin, the Scavenger Grounds. And blue's more important. Yeah, we'll put that in the graveyard. Play Fetid Pools, pass the turn. I guess I probably could have... Oh, hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. We got a black source this time. Side note, that makes him shuffle as well, so his approach is not on the top of his deck, or top 7 cards. It's in a random spot now. That's annoying. He can't actually... He doesn't have any other deserts, so he doesn't control 3 deserts, so that's fine. It's unfortunate, like, I'm kind of, I'm committed into... Ooh, Ibn Rivulet, okay. That's fine, because I do have this memory in the yard. I'm gonna crush his Ascanta now. And then my Ascanta actually gets the flip, which is awesome. Sure. Alright, so now I do have to worry about Mazavith. Yeah, that's... And I will transform. Awesome. It's kind of like it serves me no purpose to run out the Scarab God right now. I'm just gonna kind of hang back and try to get my value off of search. Oh, yay. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, I'm gonna let that resolve. Sure. Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta let him flip his search. I don't know how many mainboard counters this deck plays. I haven't seen any yet. It looks to be mostly removal. I'm sure it'll get fairly heavily counter-based post-board. Hash Up Oasis is kind of an interesting card. Yeah, I'll keep search. These other cards do nothing. I actually think I might cycle this one. I'm really looking for more disallows. Sure. Yeah, I gotta let that go. Fire off a Fatal Push. Ooh, Glimmer. Oh, 2 Gearhulks to the bottom. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. Two Gearhulks to the bottom was not good. I'll cast this because he knows about it. Awesome. There's another disallow. Yes, we'll put that in the graveyard. No. Field of Ruin is awesome. And we'll pass the turn. Pull from tomorrow? Is that what this is? Oh, sure. Okay. I see what he's doing here. Sure. Okay. Now I feel to ruin one of them. Okay. Disallow, okay. Puts the top 4 cards. And how many do I have? I think I have 5. That's really annoying. I can't see. I'm pretty sure it's 5 though. Sure. Okay, 1 card in hand. Or 1 card in my deck. I'm going to disallow that. And I think he's going to try to approach, and I'm going to disallow. I can draw and then memory. He's got a discard. Fail to push my graveyard. No. I gotta be very careful about this. No. So I think the way I can do this is to play the Scarab God. And flashback Gearhulk. Is there any downside? Because I would like to have a counter spell. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have a fatal push. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Choose a scarab god to keep. Keep this one. Okay. So this is going to work out. Disallow. Yeah, I get the scarab god back. And then in my upkeep, I will reanimate Trenchwood Gear Hulk. And I will cast Memory. This is a difficult game to navigate. Holy. Awesome. Bottom, bottom, top. Nope. Opponent's in the tank. I am low on time here. I'm the one that's lower on time. And he does have Maze of Ith, which is unfortunate. Wow, is he just gonna take it? No, there's no way. Wow, interesting. And I'll pass the turn. I do have 2 disallows in hand, which is really nice. He doesn't control a desert. I'm just gonna disallow this. I do have to win this game. Sure. It's really annoying, but maybe I should have escanted in response. Or maybe not. He does have the mana to cast it. Sure. Sure, Glimmer's fine. If I'm low on the commentary, it's because I'm just really thinking about what to do here, because my time is getting relevant as it did in round 2. Oh boy, cast out. That's fine, then you take 8 next turn. Sure. Yep. Field of Ruin. Yes, there it is. Ooh, another disallow. Okay, so play Field of Ruin. Oh, I'm still in my upkeep. Nice. Okay, and they should be dead next turn. I should have just discarded a land. Don't think it really matters though. Awesome. Okay, so under 10 minutes to go. And we're going with more creatures. Bloodfast, Duress, Deadeye Tracker, Negates, and Nihissal. What we don't need are Vraska's Contempts. We don't need Moment of Craving. We don't need Essence Scatters. Okay. Bring 2 cards in from over here. I really... I'm not too sure which removal spell we want. I'm inclined to think Moment of Craving. Kills the zombies, I guess. This is interesting. Alright. It might have been completely wrong. If I'm, like, incredibly out of this game, I'll keep this. Then I'm going to scoop it up really quick. So I'm going to play super quick. I'm going to be using my F6 a lot. This, we'll get down Bloodfast. Get in for 1. Sure. So he is stuck on lands, which is nice. negate? Sure. I'm completely fine with that. What? Oh, interesting. Okay. I want to make my land drops. Yikes. Okay. Um, I feel okay pseudo tapping out here. Because I feel like what he's going to do, should he draw land, is to actually go search for another basic. And now I get to untap. Yep. Sure. Yep. Okay, just negate that. Ooh, nice. Awesome. Let's get in for 2. Six, and then I have 3 left over. Okay. Ooh, except I don't have a blue source. I don't have 4 blue sources. That's kind of scary, actually. Let's just pass. Crap. Well, Okay, so I think I'm gonna be good here. Carnage Tower doesn't come down next turn. Ooh, Regal Caracal, that's fine. Yeah, I don't really care about any of these cards. 1, 2, 3, so 4, 5. He doesn't have the mana to do everything here. I think I take Hour of Promise. Okay, so it does look like I'm going to win this game. Holy smokes. I think I drew some really good sideboard cards. But I have counters for anything and everything he plays here. Awesome. Holy smokes, what a round. Round 4, that was very similar to the way things went in round 2. I got off like into the control mirror, and I got caught playing a little slow. But we ended up taking down game 1 in a very grindy. I think I played it pretty well. And then in game 2, we actually lucked out, and our opponent bricked on lands for 2 or 3 turns, and we were able to pull so far ahead with Deadeye Tracker and Argos Bloodfast that there was almost no way they were going to come back from that. And I don't think I played it super well, mostly because I was concerned about my clock. But we ended up getting there, so we'll see you guys in the 5th and final round. Hey everybody, welcome to the 5th and final round, and we will be on the play. Yeah, this is great. I wish this Scarab God was like an Essence Scatter or something, but oh well. That was, I think I misclicked there. I probably should have led on Swamp, but it looks like we're playing the control mirror, which means that my clock matters. So clocking your opponent out. Oh, okay. Grixis Energy. Okay, never mind. Now I feel better. I really didn't want to play the mirror. No, we will keep that. So we got disallow mana, I'll pass the turn. So we go disallow, Vraska's Contempt. Hopefully by that time we got some gas. Some more gas. Sure. I'm going to say this is Grixis Energy, like Spireblood Canal is a Grixis Energy card. Yeah. Virtuoso. Yeah. It's surprising how much of a problem this thing can be for control, so I'll go ahead and just cancel that. Nope. I'll draw that, and I'll actually play the island here, so now we have access to Vraska's Contempt, and I'll also cycle the Fetid Pools if I need to. When it comes to control, it's really nice to have the options to do either one thing or another thing, depending on what your opponent plays. It's really what the essence of a reactive deck. I'll let this resolve, and then in respawn, I don't really care about their energy, especially now that 2 of these things are gone. Disallow is cheaper, so no, I will hang on to that and pass the turn. See if they play anything I care about here. I might end up letting it go, depending on what it is. If you slam Scarab God here, I'm obviously going to counter it, but Or another thing I would consider countering is the Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want that. If I'm gonna draw land, I hope it's an untapped source. Okay, just like that. Because that way I can high-row into into an essence scatter if I need to. Nice. Not great, but yep. And I'll flip a Scanta. Wait. Oh. I was one short. Darn. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm one short of being able to Scarab God and reanimate something. So this turn, I think what I'm going to be looking to do is Field of Ruin the black source to turn on Revolt for Fatal Push, depending on what happens here. And then the following turn, I actually have Scarab God reanimate whatever. Sure. Yikes. I think I'm still going to Field of Ruin the black source. This isn't the worst thing in the world. Because he does not have access to Vraska's Contempt mana. Grab another blue source. Yeah, he goes and gets basic swamp. That's okay. Oh, lovely. No, I'll hang on to that. Yes, I'll transform search. Okay, now I'm in no rush to slam this Scarab God, even though it might be okay. I actually do like this play. The fact that he doesn't have 2 black mana makes me more inclined to want to do this. And he's got 3 black sources in the yard. So, and a lot of his black sources I think will come into play tapped. So unless he has... That's a nice play. So I think instead what I'm gonna do here is Vraska's Contempt, the Glorybringer. He can go get another basic swamp. Vraska's Contempt my Scarab God. Kills that. Okay, yeah, see, this is just a better play, I think, all around. Because then he just exerts Glorybringer and kills the Phoenix if I reanimate it. So Field of Ruin resolves. I'll get a Swamp, because now I have Fatal Push mana. Oh, he didn't go get a... Is he out of basics? Nice. Fantastic. I think I'll grab Rekindled Phoenix. Okay. I think I'll just cycle this. And I have access to Hostage Taker, anything. Sure. End of turn I'll probably Whirler Virtuoso. I think this might be a good play. Yeah, he can kill the Hostage Taker if he wants to, and then I just get my Scarab God back. Sure, that's fine. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure I got this one. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. He's got free reign to pretty much do anything right now. May as well make a Thopter. I'm not going to do anything else with the energy. I'm not really sure how this works. Yeah. Ooh, nice. I like both these. I think I stacked those wrong. I thought I was gonna get I thought I was gonna get the search first or draw 2 for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. Okay, so let's go sideboarding. Our deck is kind of set up to beat this matchup. Duresses are nice, and I do like Deadeye trackers for the Phoenixes, but that might be a little loose. 3 searches is too many, and 4 fatal pushes might be too many. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty good. Maybe Moment of Craving kind of stinks, and then I'm better off having a couple of negates for some of the stuff that they bring in. Let's try it like this. It's just fine. Keep this. It's duress. This hand is pretty duress proof. And I can cycle the Illumination if I don't hit my lands, especially since I drew so I have 2 Glimmers in hand, so I'm almost certainly cycling this Illumination. Nice. This is a good start. It's getting worse though. Eek. These Essence Scatters should buy me some time though. He didn't have a turn 2 play, so he doesn't have Argyle's Bloodfast, which is nice. Oh boy. Alright. Again, when your opponent gets mana screwed, there's really not, like, you can't really take advantage of it. Which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? War the Virtuoso. It's gonna get Essence Scattered. This will also get Essence Scattered. I don't much really feel like letting him filter his draws, especially because he's bricked on lands for a couple of turns. Yikes. That was not the best. Now that being said, I do have access to push and Essence Scatter on this turn. I would have really liked to have drawn a land there. Yep. Yeah, we'll scatter it. Did you draw a land? Yeah, he did. Shoot. There we go. Okay, now, no matter what happens, I'm almost definitely glimmering this turn. If he plays the Angel, Commit can take care of that. Hostage, just running out of Hostage Taker? Okay. I am fine with that. I will take all lands here. Fatal Push can go to the bottom, Drown Countercome to the top. Great. Awesome. That's unfortunate. Land. Shoot. Alright. No matter, no matter. Ugh, he's got all his black sources. Glorybringer? Yep. Go get a black source. Okay, so he got a red source, which is good. So I'm gonna Essence Scatter the Glorybringer, and then Fatal Push the Hostage Taker. Man, I can crunch his resources here. By flashing. Oh no, wait, I guess I can't. Never mind. Damn, now he can flashback Champion of Wits, but he's not going to? Wow. That's interesting. Fetid Pool's nice. Maybe he's probably playing around Disallow. Is he gonna go for it now? Oh, okay, maybe he just couldn't have last turn. Sure. That stings, but... As much as I want, I think I just commit this. Next turn I Gear Hulk. Hey, here they come. I Gear Hulk flashback, Glimmer of Genius. Gear Hulk dies, no big deal. Yeah, my opponent's got 7 cards in hand now. Am I okay with taking 4 here? I think so. Okay. That card does nothing right now. can always consign it if I need to. Glimmer. I do like negate. I do like disallow too. But I could really use a land. I don't think I need disallow right now. Oh, another Vraska's Contempt. Land. Okay, good. Get in for 5. Maybe I should have kept the disallow. In case he decided to reanimate the Champion of Wits. That being said, he does have a mid full of cards. So maybe reanimating the Champion of Wits is not high on his priority list right now. Untapped land lets me Scarab God with backup. I want nothing to do with that card. Yeah, counter magic? Nope. Okay. Good stuff. I don't care if he kills my Gearhulk here. I might just replay Clean Sleeve Siphoner. I'm okay with that. Hopefully I get to draw an untapped land. Interesting. Disallow. Disallow is nice. Do I Oblivion here? I think I do. This might entice him to play Champion of Wits, which I can disallow. Siphoner, Glorybringer. Okay. Well then. What does he have in his hand? Scarab God would be annoying, especially if I went to disallow it and he had counter backup. But he needs an untapped land to actually... Okay. So now he could have Scarab God plus counter, which is okay. Because I just try to counter it, he can't... Oh. Yeah, I'm just going to disallow this. Gas Glimmer. I kind of want one. Fatal Push is fine. Yeah, I thought so. So now the unfortunate part is he actually gets to reanimate Champion. He gets 2 cards of his choosing. I get to kill Champion, crash for 5, and then play Scarab God. And if he decides to kill Torrential Gearhulk, then I have Torrential Gearhulk on a stick. Plus protection with Hostage Taker. Oh dear. I did not see that coming. I think this is still okay though. Yep. Okay, so I actually let this happen. Fatal Push. Vraska's Contempt. And then I get to play my own Scarab God, and then immediately do this. So this puts him to top deck. Yeah, I'll just do this. Alright, do your worst. Sure. That was the wrong time to do that, though. I'm pretty sure I just win. So do this, we'll reanimate Glorybringer, and the game's over. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. A nice 4-1. I'll pause this here. We'll talk about the deck, and then we'll open some chests. All right, guys, welcome back. Finished 4-1, so good. So the only loss in that league was to the mirror, and it was in 1. So generally that won't typically happen in the paper world, but as it is on Moto, sometimes you get punished for playing a little slow, and that's exactly what happened to me in that round number 2. But you guys got to see 3 victories, which was nice. Deck played incredibly well. Was super happy with the way the way the deck played. I was a little worried about our Bant approach match there. Got pretty lucky in game 2, having our opponent tank on mana for a little bit. But I think the next time I play this deck, I will try to cut one search and play a treasure map instead. I'm not sure how I feel about 5 draw 2s. The cards are absolutely amazing, but I feel like it might be a little too much. But I could be wrong on that. I think the next step is to just switch out one of these for a treasure map and see how it plays out. Sideboard I actually really liked. I have no issues with the sideboard at all. We didn't really run into game 1 was against red, so we did get to bring in the ether boards. Brought in the ether boards to speed up our clock against the approach deck. Got to see some negates. Got to see these all brought in that matchup as well. We didn't board too much in the Grixis energy matchup, but yeah. So that's the deck. Let's get to some treasure chests, shall we? See what we got here. We got 8 treasure chests. Let's see. Open all. Come on, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Jace the Mind Sculptor. No Jace the Mind Sculptor. Nice Lotus Petal. Sword of Light and Shadow. Pact of Negation is nice. I think that's probably... These aren't actually terrible. I don't think Butcher's worth anything. Nothing below here is worth anything. But Pact I think is worth a little bit. Lotus Petal might be worth something. And then 50 play points is alright. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. And we'll see you next time.